Hello, world. Richard Carver here on day 127 of sobriety. And here I am in morning traffic. It's 8:10 a.m. I'm on the way to Philadelphia. And morning traffic is wild. My heart goes out to you all that do morning driving and morning traffic, because it's another level of unhappiness. I'm sure it'll get better at some point, most likely when I get there, which I'm driving to the radio station that I work for, and we have our second day of this convention that we're doing where huge bands come through. Now today is going to be, I think, Counting Crows. I think. Maybe that's wrong. There's so many of them, it's kind of hard to tell. I gotta review the list, but yesterday was wild. There was Arcade Fire was the closer. Michigander. That band or guy, however, whatever they go under, is really good. I also really liked this other band. I guess they were called like Lady Bird, I think. And then there was The Head and the Heart and Bob Mould. So huge artists, guys. Very, very big, very prolific. And it was a pleasure to work there because I had a bunch of my buddies that I've developed some working relationships with, but also some long-term connections there. I had George there, one of my best friends, and he was doing his video director stuff. And then his brother was there, Ken, and now Ken is awesome. What a great guy. I love Ken. We've always had a really good connection. And he played drums with my band from college for a little bit. We have a 20-year anniversary of one of our albums coming up, and we talked about doing some stuff on that together. There's some plans in the works with that. And then met some other people. Like I met this guy Tom, he was cool. I got to work with Shelton. Shelton is awesome. And Zach's awesome. I think there was another guy. Maybe there was two Toms. Yeah. And they were both really cool. One of the guys was on Switcher. And yeah, it went pretty well. This morning I'm getting there and I'm doing more of like I guess corporate things, in terms of there's like some actual talks and some speeches going on. I want to be streaming a laptop and also doing the different stage like camera work up there, but I don't know that there's bands until later in the day. I think I'm doing more of the talky things. And this traffic is so bad that I'm going to be late, and that's not fun, but this is wildness, y'all. But hey, you guys get to see some wild traffic on YouTube, so hooray. This is traffic in Delaware at 8:15 in the morning. I'm going 20 miles an hour on I-95. And that's really fun. And I went over to stay at my mom's last night. My mom's in Wilmington, Delaware. It would have saved me maybe 30 minutes of the morning trip. It would have saved me all of this traffic. But when I got there were no spaces available on any of the streets around because of something about street sweeping this morning. Everybody had to basically pack in on the parallel streets opposed to the perpendicular streets, or whatever it is. So there were no spots. So I drove around where she's at, but I ended up leaving and getting on the road, going back home, munching some snacks, catching up on some late night, and then fell asleep. And then I think I just had such an excessive amount of caffeine that I don't know that I really fell under too well in Sleep World. I had like some slight dreams. I can remember some parts of it, which one of them, I think I was going downhill on this long road, which was a lot of fun, but I was like riding a roller skate, not wearing a roller skate, not wearing two of them, but I think I was literally riding one roller skate with four wheels. It's like sitting on a shoe. And from what I can tell, that was a really good time. And I can remember some other like bits of the dream, but yeah. And then gosh, I wish I could remember some of the bands on the list today, but I've lived under a rock in different ways, and I mean, I just listen to Joanna Newsom all day, every day, and so a lot of bands that are bigger kind of come and go in my mind. Oh, I don't want to be in this lane. I want to be in a lane that goes. Holy. Such is life, y'all. Got to be in the left lane that doesn't move at all. All the other lanes do. I guess we all had to look at the two dudes doing work on the side of the road. Can I get over? Alright. I want to get over one more time, too. Yeah, I'm definitely staying at my mom's. That would have been very helpful, but again, there were no spots, and it was too late to figure out what was like going on, and I don't know, I was tired at that point in time. There was really no way I could have parked up there. So I'm looking forward to hopefully doing much of the same today. I hope it's not anything too new or brainy. Brainy in the sense of like the things that I do, you gotta use your brain, but I don't want to learn new things today. I want to just lock in. Boy, oh boy. I want to have to let them know that I want to be late. Hopefully somebody's going to watch my stream as I'm driving, because I'm not going to let them know too soon. I want to stream a little longer. Nice, we got to condense lanes again. Such is the way. I do have Arcade Fire stuck in my head. Now, they were wonderful last night. Has anybody seen Arcade Fire live before? That seems to me maybe the way to experience them, because their albums are fine. Their first album was really good, and I think I remember their second album being good too. But then I fell off. I can't even say really I listened to anything more than that. But I know that they kind of used to be way more popular. So sometimes to me that means that albums and new songs fall off. But what do I know? Again, I was under a rock. And if anything, seeing their live performance kind of reconvinced me that they are a very decent band. I liked that they had a very dark stage presence. It was actually like the darkest band that I've shot video for before. It was almost to the point where you couldn't see them. Well, really it was to that point a lot of the time. Go straight here being bad, but see, this lane, there used to be a lane we could be in, so it is again. Don't tell anybody I did that, y'all. Alright, so now we're opening up on 75. That's right, let's go. Let's keep it this way all the way there, please. But you all know, if any of you guys have ever driven to Philadelphia before, it's just going to be traffic. Any turn could give us some good amount of traffic. I definitely appreciate that the job that I had for almost 20 years was like 5 minutes from my house. And it makes me sad and frustrated that I had to leave because my manager was sexually harassing me. And recently I saw that a friend of mine that I went to college with has shared her heart with the world of abuse that she underwent at a music school when she was younger, along with a few other people. And that's kind of going on right now in Philadelphia, you know, like greater area. And it's the Paul Green Music School. Now, I'm not sure about everything that happened with that, but my heart goes out to anybody ever that suffered abuse of any sort. So it's really sad that she wrote about it. It was really inspiring, and it's what I've been wanting to write about. My job, my prior job, and it's just like scary in certain ways when you have such a big conglomerate that you're speaking. Oh. Fell off in a dash. But yeah, you're just kind of like worried about those types of things when there's such a giant conglomerate with all these different lawyers and stuff like that. There we go. Even though it's all truth of what we've been through, corporations just can bury things. But I want to use names. I want to use corporation names and the name of my manager that did it. The way that this person wrote about like what she went through, she put no punches, and I feel like it was a great healing, cathartic experience for them. Also a way to give others a voice and to kind of stand on what you went through in life and live even more in line with the truth of your existence. So I've got to really spend some good dedicated time writing that. It's eating up my attention. I can't move forward in certain parts of my life until I do that. I won't be streaming music today because I'm going to be driving, and then I'll be working for 13 or 14 hours. And I'm going to be putting it into the new album. So I'm basically just going to get off of work, drive to a bed, and sleep. Country before, and there were large swaths. It was just such an open road, all through the daytime. And I wonder if that's like a population thing, or if that's because those roads are so big, or maybe the spaces in between towns are just so large. But I know East Coast has such terrible traffic. I've seen pictures of LA before having terrible traffic, but I haven't experienced it too bad. I've been in LA traffic lately. Speaking of LA, LA. One of my best friends called me last night while I was filming, and I'm going to call him today, Greg. One of the best drummers in the world, y'all. His name's Greg Satino. And plays with a lot of great people. Truly, the feel that he has is just almost unmatched. I mean, it's beautiful. You can just hear him hitting one drum, and it's just oof. The live band karaoke that I do, the setup for and all, they had a gig on Tuesdays that they've been working on building up in Middletown. I had to miss that last night, but I want to get onto that in 2 weeks. I want to try and get there. Often I'm working on Tuesdays, but you know, I've got the evenings open to do that. Don't come over to my lane, buddy. Cruising. Now, past this curve up here is another pinch point. You guys see to the right is a river. That's Delaware River there. You see on the signs ahead, we got Chester, Philadelphia. I believe we have like a hard start at 9:30 this morning. That's in 1 hour from now. It's at 8:27 in the morning right now. So I hope that I can get in there by then. I plan on being there at 9, which usually I would have been in there earlier than 9 with how early I left my house. But traffic can be crazy. If you guys watched my stream yesterday, there was the end of it that was actually the worst traffic that I've ever been in Philly. And I traversed kind of like a 2-mile strip that took 30 minutes. It was truly wild. our slowdown now. What I find funny about this stream is that driving in traffic is really not much fun, but maybe the viewing experience is a little bit more fun. So you can just be relaxing wherever you guys are and watching all these cars jostle around. And you don't have to quite feel the immobility of it all. Which was a big waste of time that I did a minute or two ago because I'm right back behind these guys. Usually that part gets a little wonky in the left lane because it's a merge. Have Arcade Fire stuck in my head. Just trying to think of a different one because all it is that over and over. But yeah, Lady Bird, that was a really cool band. It was like jazz experimental blues. Really, really neat stuff. And then she was a great lead singer. Was it Ladybird? I feel like that's wrong. Heard a horn, but I don't know who got beeped at. It wasn't me. I like the horn. People tend to get upset when they get beeped at, which is wild. It's like telling someone that you're stepping on their foot and then you yell at the person. Like, or you know, the person saying, "Hey, you're on my foot," you get yelled at for speaking up. So it's always wild when people get mad at being beeped at. But the horn is a powerful tool to say, like, "Yo, you screwing up over here. What you doing? Why you being bad?" And if you don't know, you're being bad. What do you guys think? You like driving along morning drives with Ricky? Sounds like a carnival in my brain right now, you guys. I gotta hear something different. You know, just play some Joanna in my brain. Oh, that didn't work. Very close to our exit up here by Philadelphia Airport. Philly. skyline kind of in front of me here. This overpass is kind of obscuring it. It's a reminder that every Sunday at 10 p.m. I live stream live band karaoke on this channel. And that's where members of the audience can come up and sing with a world-class band, truly talented musicians. To hold my phone in place there. You guys want some more traffic? Want traffic for breakfast? Because you're about to get some. Be nice and tasty with your what type of breakfast y'all got? You got some cereal, some pancakes, some fake bacon, I got my coffee concoction here, which is basically like a And as you can tell, I'm in Philly now, y'all. You can tell because we're not moving. Well, that's a little extreme. We're moving. We're going 1 mile an hour. Every time it close their eyes, blah, 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 blah. Oof. Carnival up there, guys. So I wonder how long it'll take to traverse 2 miles to... I definitely am certain I could run this faster than I could drive this. By a lot. Oh, we are inching. We are inching now. Underpass. this is definitely where my mind explosion happens. That it's like cutting down to a 2-lane road to get into the city. It just never ceases to amaze me. Look at all that open sky. If we had drones we could ride in, y'all, I would like to try. I'm in a merge right now too, so I gotta get over, or they gotta get over to me. It's not exactly clear. This is kind of that dude being a butthead, but well, everyone, at least I'm sober, right? Minus caffeine. But I don't know that I feel caffeine. Like I do if it's extreme, but I have ADHD, so sometimes I wonder if like caffeine just makes us feel normal, apparently. Even though I don't really like ADHD medication, and I don't take any of that either. It can work for some people, but for me it didn't really make me feel right. In like a colorful sense. I feel like it dimmed my rainbow. You know, I like the way that my brain thinks in different ways. I'm sure I'd like it too if it was more focusable. Because I got 1,000 thoughts up here all the time. And apparently ADHD medication, after a little bit, can really lock you in. I mean, there has been since I was last prescribed it by my doctor, but hopefully it works for some. Others, I think, maybe not as much, and maybe not. I don't know. But all that's to say, at least I'm sober, y'all. 127 days sober after 20 years high. And that was interesting catching up with Ken about that last night. Ken in such a way that he's got some major back issues and leg issues, and it's a great alternative to more extreme things, and it's really helps him. So I'm happy for him with that. And I can understand those uses when he used medicine for medicine, you know. But you can also probably take, like, I don't know, 50 Advil, and that would probably be bad. All that gunk. Wonder how many Advil you have to take for it to be really bad for your system. It's definitely crazy town with traffic, y'all. It usually takes me an hour or just under an hour to make this trip, which is doable. But with this morning traffic stuff, it adds 30 to 40 minutes on top of that. And then my drive is an hour and 40 minutes, an hour and in there. Maybe even yesterday was like an hour and 45. Yesterday was crazy. Will today be the same? It's already looking a little rough. As long as there's not the same level of traffic around work that there was last time yesterday, because usually once I get off the exit up here, I can get to work pretty quickly. Quickly. I can quickly get to work. But yesterday was another level. I don't know what was going on. It's funny, I see a billboard. Maybe you guys can see it in the screen. Oh, it changed. It's one of those digital ones, I guess. But it was advertising where I live. Come and experience it. Like, well, yeah, it's just interesting to see your place. It's a smaller area. To see it on the billboard, to say come there is just really funny, especially because you'd imagine Philly being what is that being advertised. Penn and Teller 50th anniversary tour. 50th anniversary. That is wild. What a life they lead. Doing things that are just sleight of hand, you know, just not, I shouldn't say just, but magic's a funny thing like that, you know. I don't love lies or liars. Not I don't love, I very much dislike that. And maybe sleight of hand kind of feels that way. But then again, everybody, they kind of like buy into that. It's like if you pay for a magic show, I guess you kind of know what you're getting into. Do you really think you're seeing magic? Why do people watch magic shows? We all know it's not real magic. So what is the attraction there? Like aha moments? Just got another phone call from the same spam number that keeps calling me. Maybe it's not spam. Maybe I should answer it sometime. But it always calls it inopportune times. technically I am already late. I'll have maybe 10 to 15 minutes before I have to start the actual camera work. If this keeps going this way, it could get worse. I really hope it doesn't. I'll make a move. I made a wrong move. But my exit's coming up, so you guys see the pretty little river? I do wish I was on that instead. Don't yakking. I see the skyline there of Philly. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme that just burst into my brain. We about to get a beep, y'all. Like, as in, I am about to beep. I don't know what is up with that white car there. They didn't want to be in this lane. He's being bad. This is the part that's usually smooth. Yesterday it was so bad, guys. That's my wheel. To go this way. No, you always use me like that. Oh. Stop. But at least we're in Philly now. They're also doing work on the buildings around the radio station where I work. So it has even less parking than usual. I guess it's even more congested than usual. Let us hope. This is where things went downhill fast yesterday. Usually I can just slip right through here. Oh, it looks better, you guys. Oh, yay, 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 yay. Just green light, baby. Oh, I didn't get the green light. And I spilled a little bit of my coffee. Oh, I wish this was getting that. Just saw a guy karate kick the button, the walk button for the walk sign. He's done karate kicking though, but it would have been nice. So we're near the UPenn campus right now. Gotta just have people walking. Alright, everybody, we're basically making it here now. I want to get my parking spot, and then I'm going to jump inside. We have made it. Hallelujah. Only a little bit late. Like 15 minutes. Yikes. got a spot really close to the entrance. That's good. All right, everybody. Thank you for driving with me to Philadelphia. 127 days sober. Hope y'all take care.